continues on the Weather Channel, your hurricane authority. Now, your local on the 8s.
Currently, the temperature is 76 degrees under clear skies. A hurricane warning and a flash flood watch have been issued for our area by the National Weather Service. Our local Doppler radar. Today, scattered thunderstorms, high 87. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Chance of rain 40%. For tonight, rain and wind with a few rumbles of thunder. Low 77. Chance of rain 80%. Rainfall may reach 1 inch. On Monday, windy with rain, heavy at times, high 82. The week ahead.
You're just in time to get another update on what's happening with Hurricane Gustav. It's 10 till the top of the hour. I'm meteorologist Ebony Dion, and we are keeping a close eye on Hurricane Gustav. It has since weakened after moving across western Cuba, causing a bit of damage there, but now it's causing some problems into southern areas of Florida. That is where we have the rain. We've also had the winds this morning, and now the threat of tornadoes. We'll check out that tornado warning in just a moment. Right now, Hurricane Gustav is packing winds up to 125 miles per hour. Although it has since weakened, it is still a Category 3 system, so we're still talking about a pretty dangerous system out there into the Gulf of Mexico, and there is that opportunity as it tracks off to the northwest at about 16 for further strengthening as we go through the day. So we'll have to watch this very, very closely. Of course, all interests along the Gulf Coast will need to tune in periodically to check the very latest on what's happening with Gustav as far as the pressure, up to 958 millibars. It has risen since earlier this morning. That too indicates some weakening. Now, as far as the rain that is coming in with Gustav here across South Florida, it's this line of storms here stretching from the southeastern side of Florida all the way over towards the Cape Coral area. So it's within this area that we're talking about heavy rainfall, but also a tornado warning up for central Collier County. That does remain up until 7:15. The storms are moving off to the northwest at about 34 miles per hour. So in this vicinity, you want to seek shelter immediately. Now, it's definitely not the time to be traveling along I-75. We have this rough weather moving in your direction, so do keep that in mind and just wait the storms out before heading out. In fact, we could see a few more tornadoes popping up here across parts of Florida and even along the Gulf Coast as we get into the rest of the evening. So that's something else we'll have to be mindful of. Right now, as far as hurricane warnings are concerned, they're up from the Alabama-Florida border all the way over to Cameron, Louisiana, and you can see that indicated by the area outlined in red. It does include New Orleans. It also includes Biloxi, Gulfport, as well as Mobile. So hopefully your preparations are being rushed to completion if you haven't already finished, because many folks are already on the roadways and heading out. That contraflow started about 2 hours ago, so we are seeing people getting out of the area, which is some really good news. Tropical storm warnings on either side of that hurricane warning. That includes High Island over to Cameron, and also the Alabama-Florida border all the way over to Ocklawahanna River. So we're watching out here, as well as the lower Florida Keys, where it has been quite rainy and gusty this morning. We have seen winds gusting around Key West upwards to 50 miles per hour. Those have since come down a bit, down to about 30 mile per hour wind gusts is what we're dealing with. So still watching out for the very squally weather across Florida as far as those hurricane force winds. They extend out now about 50 miles per hour, but even still, tropical storm force winds are felt around 200 miles away from the center. So even up towards the Fort Lauderdale area, around Vero Beach, it's been gusty this morning with winds gusting between 20 and 25 miles per hour. So we're talking about the rain, the storms, the wind across Florida, and it's pulling away from Florida. But even still, that goes to show you that although that center is still into the Gulf of Mexico, the impacts are far-reaching. We're expecting landfall somewhere across central areas of coastal Louisiana as we get into the day on Monday. But again, areas on either side of that center will be dealing with some very treacherous weather conditions. We're talking about the heavy rainfall and those winds really kicking up. So folks in and around New Orleans, mandatory evacuations already underway, and hopefully you are making your way out of this area. Well, it's